Hey guys, good to see you. I'm back at church. It's great to be back. I'm coming in every Tuesday, just getting some space. No one else is in the building, so it's just me in on a Tuesday, which is great to be back here. Plans are afoot for us getting all back together in June. Date for your diaries if you're youth is Monday the 9th. Tuesday the 10th and Wednesday the 11th of August. Shove it in your diaries. We're obviously not going to a festival this year, but we're going to be doing something here for 3 days and 2 nights. If you want to sleep over here, you can. You don't need to. You can go home at like 10 o'clock at night and come back at like 7, 8 in the morning. Totally up to you. More details will be coming out about that. So yeah, bung it in your diaries. Everyday Supernatural. We're carrying on from just at the bottom of page 125 through to the bottom of page 128, and here Andy talks about depending on God and following basically what God wants us to do, and he talks in here about how God gave him a word about healing, and he thought it might have been a word for the whole of the main meeting, but actually then went and saw someone and thought, I should pray for this guy, and then was like, no, and then it was again the sort of the kick from God going, no, go and pray for him. And he went to the guy and said, can I pray for you? And the guy was like, yeah, can you pray for healing? And he was like, oh, okay. And then the following day, the dad of that lad went and came and spoke to him and just said, look, it's exactly what he needed. And it's that listening to God and sort of testing, I suppose. So sometimes I get maybe you should do this, and it's like, man, forget about it. Sort of ignore it. And then maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, next day, oh, you need to go and do this. Really good example just this week has been someone I've really should have made the effort to go and see sooner, and I haven't, and I should have made the effort to do it. And I hadn't. I just like, oh, I've got loads on. I've got this going on. We've got that going on. You guys know what we've had going on at home the past month. It's like there's stuff going on. So that's sort of been pushed back. And then yesterday morning I got up and prayed, and it was this person popped into my head again, and it was like, you need to go and see them. And it's not somebody I would usually go and see. But anyhow, got in the car, thought, well, I'll go, I'll ring the bell. Got to their house, rang the bell. And they answered, and it was, oh, just wandering by. Thought I'd just say hi for a minute. And within 10 minutes, I'd gone round and I was in the back garden and had a great, just an hour and a half just catching up. And actually, it turned out that that's what that person really needed. They were just like, it's so good to see you. I've been wondering if you'd come and see me, or when someone was going to come over and see us. And we just able to have a good gas and a good chat. And I left going, oh, I'm so pleased I did that. And when Bex got in last night, I was like, I went to see someone for 10 minutes. It was a couple of hours. It was the best thing. Now, maybe that isn't God. Maybe that is just me going, yeah, I should do this. But I think God was there, and actually for that person, they were worried about something else going on that day, and we were able to chat it through and pray together beforehand. So I think it was God. And I think God does this all the time, regularly. He is there wanting to guide our lives. He knows what he wants us to do. So what does that mean? Well, it's a case of testing. I've said this in previous videos, of going, is this the right thing? And it's like, well, would God have a problem with me doing it? No. Okay. Is it biblical? Yes. Do it. And sometimes it might be us. But I think often God uses the way we are and the things we do. So it might be just saying to someone, how are you? Or at school, you haven't seen someone for a few weeks, to make the effort to go and see them and ask them how they're doing. And I often find if I ask someone how they do, I then remember how they're doing, and certainly for the rest of the week and the next week or so, I remember when I'm praying to include them and all of that in it. So yeah, and Andy talks about big stuff, and him and Mike obviously God uses them amazingly. He uses me amazingly. It might not be as big and as loud, but it's just as amazingly he uses me, but he wants to use you as well. So I'll just encourage you guys, if you feel God's saying you should go and see someone or speak to someone or something just won't go away, maybe push it back, but it's back 10 minutes later. push it back and it's back the day later, and it's God keeping at you. Talk to someone about it, share it with them. If it's plans and ideas, talk with others about it. Think God's saying you should be doing something with your life, great. Most of you probably don't think God, you don't know what you're doing with your life, and you're like, you don't know what God's got planned. Don't marry, He does. And whatever the plans are, they're plans that are really good plans for you, and they're not set in stone. There's this whole I think someone was like, oh, there's a plan for God's life. It's like, here's the start and here's the end, and there's this pathway, and I've got to be on that exact pathway because that's the pathway God's got. And it's like, no, God don't work like that. I don't think He does. I think we've got the end of our journey is here in heaven with God, but then we've got all these ways of getting there, and loads of different paths, and God uses the choices and the way that we are and how we are to get us to there. He uses what works for us. So yeah, I've chatted about a few different things here. I've gone on 6 minutes now, so I'll shut up. But give it a read, give it a pray, and we'll chat on Thursday. We're on this Thursday as normal. We're on for this week, and then the next 3 weeks, and then I've got a week off. I'm getting away for a week, down to see friends. So, but I'll remind you of that close to the time. But yeah, good to see you. It's great to be back in church. Great to be back in my office. Can't wait to see you guys, and you guys be back here in church. So I'll see you guys later. Keep well. God bless. Cheers.